Dope.
Later figured out that she had snuck through an unlocked back door. And she snuck into his bedroom and stole a Snickers.
What?
I removed that freak from my Snapchat that night.
Oh, I was like, why did it start off like it was alright, Gator Files. I was like, what the hell? I'm lost. Alright, let's go. Let's get it. True stories with real. Yes! I love the real footage. Dirty ass bathroom.
A few years ago, my friends and I went into exploring different areas and buildings around our neighborhood.
Wow.
Rumored to be haunted or tied to urban legends. There was a road that we were too afraid to explore until we all built up enough courage to explore it honestly.
Wow.
This road was said to be haunted by spirits called Chikawas. We always walked past this road in order to go to school and go home, but
I hope that road is blocked off to like drivers or anybody that can drive on it. Cause if it's haunted, I would feel like a lot of accidents happen on that road. Also, a lot of cluck shit happens on that road, I would think. You know, just block it off completely. But the fact that it's not at that time, I don't know if it still is. I don't know if it is at all. But like the fact that it wasn't at that time and anybody can just go on that road is beyond me. Anything that's haunted for real, should be blocked off or destroyed by a wrecking ball.
it was barricaded from traffic passing through, which made it more eerie. One day, a group of my friends and I went to the road at night, and we stopped at the barricade. I asked was everybody ready, and no one said anything. No one made a noise. So I went on the other side of the barricade, so everyone would follow me until we heard someone. We all stopped in our tracks. We didn't make it 2 feet onto the road before we ran away. The next day, we decided to go during the day in the morning since it was the weekend and we had nothing else to do. So as my friends and I explored that.
Y'all had nothing else to do? Y'all had nothing. That's cap to the max. You had nothing at all to do. Nothing? That's cap. That's cap. Y'all wanted to do this cluck shit.
We start to talk about how we have seen figures down that road when we pass it. We get about halfway down the road as I was talking about where I saw the figure and how I was getting an eerie feeling. Something just didn't feel right. Right at that moment, we hear what sounds like a little girl. And this is what we caught on camera.
Oh shit.
Really where I found. Down right there. What?
What a girl.
The heck? Dude, I swear, did you not hear that?
Did you just hear someone struggle?
I hear. Really where I found. Down right there. Really where I found.
Oh.
Down right there.
Okay. I thought they saw a girl. Hell no. Yeah, that road has to be clucked up. I mean, it has to be like blocked off. Because look at that road. You can't drive on that shit. Look at that.
After recording that, we stayed for a little bit longer, but I didn't hear anything else, nor did my friends. When we left, we showed our parents, but they thought it was one of us who walked off camera to yell, "Help me." We even went to the police, but they thought the same thing. My friends and I did some research on that road, and where we heard the voices. And where we heard those voices, in the past, there was a spirit camp for the Chikawas, and where it used to be. Since then, we haven't seen any little girl. We haven't been back to that spot. It just baffles me that we heard someone yelling, "Help me," 2 different times.
God damn. I wonder if that stop sign that we just saw was like stop before you go any further.
I had been with my girlfriend for a few years when this happened, and we decided to move in together. We lived on the second floor of an apartment building. I'm gonna get straight to the point. One night at around midnight, or a little bit past midnight, I could hear someone outside near a shack in our back parking lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. You hearing it is more than enough. You don't. Come on. Stay with me, please. Stay with me on this one. Please, just mind your business. Don't worry about it. Don't, please. For the love of Jesus.
While sitting at my desktop computer, I can hear something. I look outside, but I didn't see anything. I turned off my light, and I heard the sound again. I looked out. Then I looked down near the shack, and to my shock, I saw a man looking right at me.
God damn.
He was standing right next to the shack. I really wasn't afraid due to people possibly smoking back there, but it was pretty late.
But no, I would have shitted bricks. So I looked outside and there was already somebody looking at me, staring at me hard as shit. That's a little creepy and sucks.
Back to what I was doing. About 20 minutes later, I happened to look back out there.
Why?
He was still there in the same spot, looking right at me. I said whatever and I went to bed. The next day around the same time, I hear, I said, this can't be happening. And I looked outside and it was the same person doing the same thing.
Just leave it alone. Unless he about to blow that bitch up. Just leave it alone. Like, you doing too much.
I called one of my friends and he thought it was funny. But the guy stood there for hours. I decided not to do anything. But I told my girlfriend the next morning and she was freaked out. So that next morning I looked out there again, but no one was there. At least not yet. At around 1:30 a.m., I look outside and guess who was there? That same guy.
Your boy?
I recorded some of it and made sure that my girlfriend was up to see this. And this is what I caught on camera.
It's
Oh my!
9 a.m.
God damn. Jesus. Alright, now I can... Yeah. You don't got no blinds? I hope you got blinds. Or curtains. Like, god damn. I know you said the second floor, but I ain't know it was this goddamn close. God Jesus. He out to do something bad. Horrible.
And this guy's been out here for like an hour now, and the cops still haven't showed up. So I just called again. So I guess we'll wait and see if they show this time. In the meantime, I'm gonna film it to keep this as a record of what's been going on. So this guy's been out here for the past 3 nights now, and it's like I kind of didn't really pay that much attention to him before because sometimes people go back there like to talk on their phone or like smoke a cigarette, I guess late at night. But this guy's just been out there staring, and I didn't really pay much mind until I noticed that he was in the same area every night, and he was not moving, just staring at our window.
Is that a
And I
screenshot?
can see him when I'm on my computer. So, yeah, I'm gonna record this and keep a record as, I guess, video evidence because cops never showed.
After that night, he
The
showed up.
cops never showed up. Wow. So they showed up. That has to be only because the cops know what's up. The cops has to know what's up. Cops don't go to yeah. Clockiness is about to happen. They don't want no part of that. They know about your neighborhood. Hell nah. The cops don't go over there no more.
A few more times, but I wasn't really worried because I bought a weapon. Still to this day, I haven't seen this guy anymore. I don't know what that was for and what his deal was, but it didn't really scare me. It was just kind of weird. I don't know.
Scaring my ass. You must have had Adidas or something, because I would have been, you know.
So I encountered my stalker when I was a freshman in high school. It first started off from something as extremely harmless to downright disturbing. After my first day of school, A girl named Alexa had added me on Snapchat.
Alexa?
I
No.
thought nothing of it since I didn't know her like that. She started hitting me up, but I didn't like her in that way. One day after school, I was walking home and she randomly informed me that she added me to her private story.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I never asked her about it. I got home, and out of curiosity, I checked her private story. What I saw definitely weirded me out. Her story was a video of me walking home, particularly not too far away from my house. The caption of the video said, "Kiss me already."
What?
Did she want me to just turn around as soon as I saw her story and give her a kiss? I don't know. How did I not know she was behind me that whole time?
Cause no, whatever my ass. You was on that cluck shit for real. You had not an Adidas on. You had nothing, no Adidas whatsoever on, and nobody within a 6 mile radius had on Adidas to help your ass out. Because otherwise, you would have noticed or felt something or sent something that somebody was on some cluck shit close to tell you. Because how you not know somebody's following you? Even when I'm in a place where I am familiar with or I know and I'm by myself, I'm still looking over my shoulder. I'm still watching my surroundings because you got me clucked up.
I got over it quickly though, since I thought she was no threat. Just a creepy, harmless girl with an obsession for me.
My ass.
I should have blocked her. But anyways, one day I misplaced my sweater. I checked all my previous classes I had, and especially the lost and found. I eventually gave up because there were no signs of it being anywhere. I eventually bumped into Alexa one day during random lunch period at the water fountain. This was one of the most socially awkward interactions I've ever had with someone. Seeing her for the first time in person, something about her gave me this really creepy vibe. No offense. I then noticed that she was wearing my sweater.
Oh my
but
God.
I pretended that I didn't realize. She must have stolen it when I wasn't paying attention, obviously. She didn't say anything at first, so I felt really uncomfortable during this brief moment of silence. She then broke the ice by asking me in this emotionless stare, "Do you want to hang out later?"
I'm good.
I excused myself from this creepy conversation by saying that I needed to use the bathroom.
I would have said, "You have on my sweater and you followed me home without any of my knowledge." So I'm good off that. Alexa, or whatever your real name is. I'm good. Jesus.
She gave me this annoyed look as I walked away from her. I was relieved that it was over. I stopped opening her snaps from that day on and avoiding her at all costs. Fast forward a month or two into the school year. Me and my good friend E, we were planning on throwing a party in his basement. It was just another one of those typical high school parties. So me and E made sure that no private information gets revealed about our party to no one. Really, the address. We didn't want any random unwanted guests to come over. That was a big no-no. So E gave me the approval for letting me post on my Snapchat story that there was a party going on tonight. I saw that Alexa immediately responded in the first 30 seconds.
God
And I
damn.
saw the notification that she had sent a message. I knew she was asking to come. So I never responded back knowing that she was, pretty weird. Party commenced that night, and I was having a lot of fun. And all of a sudden I heard this commotion going on in the other room. Out of curiosity, I looked in there and I saw E. He was shouting at Alexa and her two other weird friends. Alexa then noticed me and gave me this hideous stare. She walked up to me, ready to fight me, and then started screaming profusely at me. She threw a tantrum about why I didn't answer her snaps and how I didn't want her to come. She was throwing a full-on fit in front of everyone.
Again, Alexa. You weird ass. You followed me home and you put on or took my sweater and put it on and then proceeded to have a conversation with me as if I wasn't gonna notice that you had on my sweater. Get the hell out of my face. Please.
She was having a mental breakdown for another 2 minutes until she finally stormed out. After the party, Me and E later figured out that she had snuck through an unlocked back door, and she snuck into his bedroom and
Wow.
stole a Snickers.
Wow.
I removed that freak from my Snapchat that night. E didn't tell his parents about Alexa because he didn't want to get in trouble for throwing a party. I really didn't know how she figured out the address because I remember that me and E told everyone at the party to leave their snap maps off so nobody could see the location of the party. After that awful weekend, I was sick of Alexa and her following me everywhere I went. I realized that she was nuts. I marched up to Alexa first thing at school and gave her a piece of my mind. She probably understood since I never saw her again, but it wouldn't be the last time. By that next week, she left my school, never to be heard from again. On Christmas Day, I received a text from an unknown number. She introduced herself as Alexa's aunt. Alexa's aunt said that Alexa ran away recently and to contact this number. Was this a sympathetic way for Alexa to start talking to me again? It was pretty weird knowing that her aunt had my number. I asked a group of my friends if they also got this strange text message. They all said yes. One of my friends said that apparently she does hard drugs now and that she sleeps on the streets.
Wow.
Another friend said there was a rumor she wanted to fight me, which I found kind of funny. I didn't believe it for some reason because she looked genuinely innocent. Boy, was I wrong. Fast forward many months later. I don't know if it was just a coincidence, but this girl definitely found me. Me and my two close female friends at the time were hanging out one Friday. They begged me to go to this popular fast food joint so we can get some snacks. It was nearby, and many kids would gather there to hang out around this time. I hesitated for a bit because there's usually a weird crowd there as well. We started walking and made it there in 5 minutes. We were right in front of the entrance when two sketchy guys in dark hoods quickly approached us. They reeked of marijuana and asked me if I wanted to buy some. I couldn't see their face in the dark. They both had low voices and were significantly taller than me. I declined their offer because I knew that they could have attempted to mug me or just jump me in the parking lot. We went inside. My two female friends made their order and we found a seat. 2 minutes later, I saw that Alexa had just entered the restaurant with the same two guys. I got red flags immediately, realizing that one of the guys was dating Alexa.
God damn.
This might be a setup. They were intently staring at us from a distance. We had to leave now, and I told one of my female friends to text their parents for a ride right now. She didn't hesitate because she also saw them too. Alexa was already creepy, but the menacing look she was giving us was nightmare fuel. Something really didn't feel right. Something bad was about to happen.
Yeah, you think?
In the span of 10 seconds, Alexa was at the table, picking a fight with my two friends. My friends were both scared as hell and couldn't defend themselves, so I had to intervene and tell her to get away. She didn't put her attention toward me. She was screaming a bunch of things that a deranged person with ill intentions would say. She was right in my face, and I could see that her eyes were bloodshot red. She might have been on something. She then called the other two guys, probably to back her up. Those two guys were just as hideous as Alexa was, being that I can fully see their faces now. Her apparent boyfriend started talking to me. He told me if I ran out that he would stab me. He then showed me that he was armed with a blade. And now the tension would really begin to rise in the room. I was scared as hell, since I was outnumbered and they were both armed. No one was backing us up at all. Everyone was just silently staring at us. The employees were either too afraid to approach us or were oblivious to what was going on. The boyfriend was demanding me for my phone and any of the valuables that I had on me. Meanwhile, Alexa and the other guy were making my two friends frozen in fear. I felt that I was put into a very dangerous situation. I've always been a passive person who would never desire to get my hands dirty, but I knew how to perform jujitsu. I tried to keep my cool as long as I could. I was waiting for the ride to get there so we can get the hell out of there. It felt like an eternity. These misfortunate teenagers were really underestimating me. Then Alexa's boyfriend said something disrespectful, very disrespectful, and that's when I snapped. I lunged at both of them, and ended up breaking the boyfriend's nose. It started a massive commotion inside the restaurant. Every other kid surrounding us had recorded the brawl, even that freak Alexa. And this is what she caught on tape.
Oh shit.
Alexa was screaming for her boyfriend to beat me up. The employees finally broke us up and told us all to leave. In that quick moment, my girlfriends ushered me out of the building. One of their moms had come to pick us up. As we sprinted to the car, I turned around to see that Alexa and the two guys were behind us. This was the most gut-wrenching feeling I ever felt because they were armed with blades. Before I slammed the car door, the boyfriend tried to pull me out. That's when I kicked him in his jaw a few times and he fell to the ground. We sped off into the night. My two friends beside me were now sobbing and uncontrollably. Meanwhile, the mom was frantically asking me what was happening. I was the only one who responded by telling her everything. The mom later said that it was mandatory that I sleep at her house. She didn't want me walking home alone in the dark that night.
I would hope
I just
not.
wondered why she didn't just take me home. I really just wanted to go home at this point. We made it to my friend's house, and as soon as we went into the living room, my phone started to vibrate. It was my good friend, so I picked up the phone. I put him on loudspeaker so my other friends can hear it as well. On that phone call, he dropped the bomb. Earlier in the evening, Alexa and the two guys attempted to break into his house. They were banging on the front door, screaming at him to open it up. He ran and told his parents that there were intruders trying to break in. The kids booked it as soon as the parents informed him that the police were on their way. He also told me that Alexa was outside my house right after that incident. I asked him what he meant. He then sent me a disturbing video from Alexa's Snapchat story. In the video, Alexa was outside of my house with even more people than before.
God damn.
She then eerily said, "Where is he?" This wasn't over yet. I felt relieved that I didn't go back home that night. Somehow, my family didn't know that they were outside the house that whole time. The next few days were the most anxiety-filled days of my life. I started to receive threatening messages every minute from an unknown contact. I knew it was them. They said that they will find me either at my house or at my school. Feeling that I was still in danger, I told my parents everything. They scheduled an appointment with 2 police officers so I could report the incident to them. I screenshotted several of the text messages sent by several contacts. My mom would also start getting those phone calls from the same contacts. They said a bunch of crazy stuff to her that I couldn't tell you. I realized how deranged and mentally ill Alexa was after all of this. This is extremely abnormal behavior from a teenager. It was like she wanted to kill me or something. A week later of being paranoid from that incident, I was at school. We had a substitute teacher and nothing was really going on. It was the last 5 minutes of that last period and everyone was getting antsy in their seats. This class was in the basement of my school and I was sitting beside one of my friends who were there that night with me. The basement of our school was very creepy and narrow. My class was located at the very end of a long, eerie, dark hallway. My friend then asked to use the bathroom, and when she came back a minute later, she looked frightened. It was almost like she had that same face from that one night. She calmly sat down beside me and whispered in my ear, "They're here."
Oh,
I asked where. She responded, "At the end of the hallway." I checked to see if she was telling the truth, so I cracked the door open. What happened next felt like a horror movie. Alexa was at the end of the hallway, but she wasn't alone. My heart dropped to my stomach when I saw her. She was already looking in my direction and our eyes locked up to each other's. She was with 2 boys I fought earlier, and 3 other sketchy guys.
God damn.
Why didn't the hallway monitor kick them out?
It's what I'm saying.
I quickly shut the door, feeling the same dreadful feeling that I had that night.
But hold on though. This beat kind of go. Hold on.
And that I was a dead man after school. The bell rang at the consecutive moment. Class was over. As I left my class, I saw that Alexa and her goons were slowly creeping toward me. And that is when I booked it out of there out the exit. I lost them as soon as I left the school property. That night, my parents broke the news to me that Alexa and her boyfriend were just arrested, pulling off another act in that fast food joint. The employees were apparently afraid of them. Apparently, they were both common customers around that time of night. This time, they were caught for good.
God damn.
I am a school resource officer in the city of Austin, Texas.
Austin,
Last year,
Texas.
my buddy and I were working graveyard shift.
Graveyard
We
shit.
got a call to the campus because an alarm had been triggered. My partner and I went to the campus and went to a hallway where rooms 143 and 144 were located. After clearing the area, I told my buddy that I was going to the restroom and for him to wait for me. When I came out, my buddy signals with his hand to be quiet and listen. I noticed he had his gun drawn, so I drew mine too. I listened to the silence, and we both heard what sounded like shuffling, or something being dragged through the floor. I thought to myself, oh shoot. And I told my partner, there's someone here. We canvassed through the entire campus this time, and again, we saw nothing. Afterward, we came back to the same spot and I told my partner to head out. He agreed and stated, it's raccoons on the ceiling making the noises. He then banged on the wall, and we quickly got a reply in the far distance with another bang. My partner and I headed out in a bit in a hurry, since we knew that the campus was empty. When we headed outside, we heard screeching on top of our heads. Clear screeching, but never could determine where it came from. When we got back into our patrol car, we asked ourselves, who would know anything or the particulars about this campus? My partner mentioned that another officer I was very familiar with. He knew the history of the campus, so we called him since he was the only one on duty anyway. When we called the third officer, all we asked was, do you know about this campus? He said, oh yeah, it's haunted. The haunted area is between rooms 143 and 144.
How do you say something like that? Oh yeah, it's haunted. All nonchalant. Like that's not, that's not a problem. Oh yeah, it's haunted. What? Okay, thank you. Never going back there again. What? Hell no.
Before, my partner and I looked at each other in amazement. The third officer went on to say that he had a video of it. Without further ado, here's the video he provided.
Oh shit.
Keep in mind, when we received this video, everything was consistent with the noises we heard that night. And that video was uploaded by the third officer a year prior to this.
Oh, why the audio cut off like that? Oh shit. Oh my god. Hell nah. This beat go though. Hey, this beat tough. You got that. You got all that. Hell no. My ass. Get the hell out of here. Please don't say that's like dust, hair, nothing. Debris. It's not. Is he done? Is it done? Hey, the one, hold on. That Alexa Jones was creepy as hell. I forgot this one was creepy. I didn't even know he moved.
Yeah. And this guy's been out here for like an hour now, and the cops still haven't showed up. So I just called again. So I guess we'll wait and see if they show this time. In the meantime, I'm gonna film it to keep this as a record of what's been going on. So this guy's been out here for the past 3 nights now, and it's like I kind of didn't really pay that much
When did he move? I did not notice him.
Attention to him before.
I did not notice that he moved.
Sometimes people go back there like to talk on their phone, or
Oh shit! It was very subtle. God damn. But the this one, the Alexa one, that shit was crazy. If any of y'all have ever had or currently do have stalkers, please. Oh hey, get it, all right. Okay. Please, like, do your best to try to avoid them at all costs, because you don't know what they about. Come on, please. Male or female, they both can do you harm. I just want to let you know that. The reason I was like, oh, hey, is because I'm wearing pajama pants, excuse me, without no drawers. You know, keep it raw over here. And the whole, it's like the open, basically, I saw my little, it's not little, okay. I saw my when I wasn't expecting it. Okay. All right. Let me just get off of that. Keep it calm, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.